What were your thoughts? Consider your pocket picked. Hey, you picked a pocket? I need a guard. Come on. We need you over here. Take care of her. You didn't see her? Yeah, you did. Yes. This is exciting. More Planet Coaster. Woo! I'm so excited. I haven't been able to record a video or play anything really in maybe a week. I don't know, maybe it's been just a couple of days. No, not this guy again. Get out of my face, you creep. Get out. Okay, yeah, that's good enough. Please, get out. Just run away. Run away, Sheila. Run away. Okay, I have to do a lot of menial tasks, putting up benches and bins. I think I promised to do that on the last video, so I'm just gonna do it real quick. You know what? I was thinking of pausing the video and completely skipping over this part while I place benches and bins and stuff. But then I thought a little bit more about it, and I think this is the perfect opportunity to like start thinking of a plan. Like, maybe not so much a plan, but like a wish list. Like, what do I want out of this park or out of this episode? What should I expect? First of all, I'm gonna unpause because I think we're at a point in our park where we can start making a little bit of money, hopefully, or at least start working that debt, those loans, so we can eventually start making like real money instead of just always being on the red, you know? So that would be ideal. If this episode I can get out of this crippling debt that's been driving most of our decisions lately, that would be awesome. And other than that, well, we would have to see. Like, after I make money, I mean, after our park makes money, then we could invest it in something, but I'm not sure what. Like, maybe it would be time to add more rides over here. Oh, I remember I wanted to terraform a bit. Like, make something more interesting, because, I mean, these trees are nice. They're nice to look at. But I think, like, we can do so much more. Like, maybe add a river here or a lake and some natural-looking small hills. Even smaller and more smooth than this one, I think. Like, a small hill over here or over there. I don't know. I think nature has... nature is really cool. I like nature. As I said, I was a Boy Scout, and I really like going on camping trips, both with my fellow scouts or as just with my family. My dad was really big on camping trips as well. He would take us to so many different places. Like, we went to Yosemite. We sometimes camped like on the beach. Or I think there are too many benches here. Or I don't know. So we would always go to different places with my whole family, or sometimes some friends of the family. We would have a great time. My wife, she thinks she's a fan of nature as well, but I don't think she's as big a fan as she thinks. The other day we were discussing, my cousin came to pick up Odin, one of the cats we were taking care of, and we started talking about what it is to live, what it's like to live here in the city, and what it would be like to live like in the countryside, like away from technology. And and my wife said, like, yeah, I would totally love to be one with nature and live way outside of the city. And I said, like, yeah, right. You immediately become furious whenever Wi-Fi is like a little bit slow in the house. And she's like, well, we can just get pretty nice broadband in the countryside. Yeah, right. I don't think I think you're not getting the point, sweetie. But maybe I could go living without so much technology. Maybe I can be a little bit more patient than her. And I think I would really enjoy living just between, just surrounded by nature. I really love it. And it's not just the internet, the like the super fast internet that I wouldn't miss. I wouldn't miss mobile phones at all, or TV, or I don't know. I wouldn't even miss cars. I mean, that's the least I would miss. I think I actually just recently I had an incident, let's call it. Uh, oh, it was scary. I was almost ran over. Me, she running. No, I'm just kidding. She probably just wasn't paying attention, but she almost ran me over this morning, and it was so scary. And I thought how I don't like cars. And hey, we're making money. Oh, sorry. I was talking. but but are you seeing this? We're no longer in the red. I started the episode with like $600, and I thought this would plummet immediately, but it's actually staying and even rising a little bit. That's exciting. So maybe I can place more scenery. I was like making time and just looking through the park as I made money and talked about this crazy lady that almost ran me over, because I thought I wouldn't be able to start terraforming or placing any more rides until we saw that after we solved this money issue. But it's getting solved. I think I can start terraforming. So let's go ahead and do that while I keep telling my anecdote. So my wife and I, we live in a really peaceful place. It sounds weird, not peaceful, like peaceful, right? Peaceful. Sorry about my pronunciation. And it watching Friends helped me, because there's this actor in the series that says that pronunciation, or what was it, like pronunciation and enunciation was a big part of acting, and that when you enunciate, you spit. And ever since then, I've been I took his advice a little bit, and I try to move my mouth more as I speak, because when I just started trying to speak English, well, this is a floating tree now. That's not good. Let's bring the intensity back down. When I first started speaking in English, I was like a little, maybe like too concerned about my pronunciation, maybe just a little shy, or I don't know, like I was not too confident. Let's just leave it at that. I was not too confident in my language, in my English speaking ability or whatever. And I would talk with almost like my mouth closed. Like I would talk like this a little bit, like I don't know, I'm not sure what I'm trying to say. YouTube viewership has broken down. That's not good. I'll just leave it get solved by itself. Hopefully it does. So, but ever since I saw that episode, I mean, I know it was a joke. I mean, that whole thing about spitting each other in the face, that was just clearly a joke. But it really helped me in a way. Like, I thought, yeah, I shouldn't be so concerned about what other people think, and I should just be more confident and try to enunciate and try to open my mouth when I speak. Okay, now I'm in the red. But luckily, I think water is free, so we can start taking a look at this while the money comes back. I mean, this already, I think it looks really nice. And it's fun because usually when you have the path like this, just straight up over the land, you can't use the terraforming to bring this up or down. But since we tried this trick over here, it looks like the path is just over the land, but it's not actually making contact in a way, because you can just bring it down and do this kind of thing. So maybe I should try to aim to make almost the entire path like this, or at least take some advantage of this for some other areas. because this was just a breeze to make. Like this beautiful lake. I just love it. Maybe I can have like an underground river or something so that you don't know where this water comes from. Because obviously, if I leave it like that, it's like, yeah, it's just a deep surface here where the water accumulates when it rains. But I would like it for this water to actually come from somewhere, like maybe extend these mountains so that the water comes from a cave underneath or something like that. I think that would be interesting. So yeah, let me try that. Okay. I love the terraforming tools. I don't know why they're just so nice to work with and so smooth and so I would say intuitive, but I know they're not intuitive for a lot of people. But to me they are, maybe because I'm a designer and I've worked with similar software, even with some 3D software, but I think this is even easier. I mean, I guess it should be because it's a game and you shouldn't be required to be an expert in 3D modeling to play a video game like this one. But of course, it wouldn't hurt. Yeah, I think something like this looks neat. I mean, not exactly like this. I'm already making a bit of a mess. But he said right after saying he loved this tool, it was super intuitive, and he was like an expert in using it. But I think this is better. Let me see. Let me try smooth it out a bit again. Yeah. That looks much nicer. And then I can push this again. Just a little bit more careful, I think. Like, is this not deep enough? That's another song. Does he run it deep enough to take you there? Does he run it deep enough? Oh, tell me, baby. That's live, right? I love them because I love their music, but I hate them because they're called live. So whenever you want to find some of their music and you put live, you get tons and tons of results. Not helpful. Your name is not optimized for search results and search engines. I mean, they're not a pretty modern group, so I think they never thought about that. But still, it's such a pain trying to find a live song that's not just someone else singing something live, you know? Whoa, okay, $2,000. I think that's enough for a new ride. Let me see what we haven't placed. Something that we haven't placed, like Psychola? Insanity? What haven't we placed? Yeah, none of those. Psychola, Insanity, or even a Whirly Rig. That could work because we have some water. I think it would look kind of neat in the water, but I'm not sure if I should go with it. Or maybe like here in the nature. That could also work maybe. Or over here. I mean, that's not too bad either. One thing I want to try to decide here is, am I done with the fantasy section? Can I start like a pirate section here? Because I think this ride should be it should be reserved for the pirate theme. So maybe this small river can turn into like a huge lake that simulates like an ocean or something. But I'm not sure. Is this area really big enough to be the fantasy section? I mean, I think if I wanted it to be bigger, we can always expand towards this area. So maybe I'm okay with starting a pirate section. Yeah, let's do that. So maybe I can have it over here or over here or over the hills and far away. I'm very sing-songy today. Is that a word? I mean, I know it's not a word, but is that a phrase at all? Does anyone say sing-songy ever? I don't think so. But I don't mind. That's how I feel. That's just how I feel today. I feel very sing-songy. I also don't want to mess with the supports too much. But maybe it's okay. I don't know. Something like this? Does this work? Are those enough supports? for this coaster? I certainly hope so, because I just placed a ride. I mean, we can always move it later. But for now, I think this works out just fine. Let's place the entrance here and the exit. Well, it should be near. I think we should place both of them really near this like small section where people get in, just to optimize the ride a bit. Connect entrance to path. Is this the one we were using? I think so. And I think I'm gonna start the queue over here, because if I start it over here, it's gonna be a little bit trickier, I think, because this is leveled with land. So maybe we can go through the supports over here. We can always remove these later. Let's see. I'm also gonna have like a big length, because I want this to be less like the other ones, like super straight. I want this to be just a little bit more organic, I think. But this is not looking so good anymore. Maybe I need to deselect it and then start over, but from here. Maybe this will work better. That doesn't look better at all, does it? I mean, this does, I think. But is that queue long enough? Is the queue long enough to take you there? Is the queue long enough? Oh, tell me, tell me. I think so. Enough singing. For now. Or not. Yeah, I think this looks just fine. Now I'm gonna open it up. Oh, right, I was coming up with names for these rides, right? And now I don't know what to call this one. I'll think of something. How is the 8%? That's super low queue scenery rating, but we have some space to work with over here. Now, do I want to try and add some scenery here, or do I want to take the water into account and build scenery using the water? I'm not sure. Let me think. I think I could cover this with stone. I like it when I do that. I've done that in the past, and I like how it looks. But first, let me remove this bench. This is just driving me crazy right now. Let's get it like way over here. Okay. And I mean, I can even place another ride, but I think I'm gonna save up for another coaster for now, and for the expansion of the park, of course. But for now, let's just focus on one thing at a time. So I'm gonna go to blueprints. And why aren't people not getting in? What were your thoughts? Consider your pocket picked. Hey, you picked a pocket? I need a guard. Come on. We need you over here. Take care of her. You didn't see her? Yeah, you did. Yes. This is exciting. Get out of the way. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Okay, where was I? Yeah, this is right. Let me get back to scenery, blueprints. Stone bridge. This would have been perfect. I mean, I could still use it. Yeah, I think this is actually really good. Maybe I can use it for the queue. Like, not right now. I mean, build the queue again, taking this into consideration. Should I? I think I should. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I mean, we just opened this, and it's just the whirly rig. Who cares? Let's close this out. Sorry. You will be refunded. Or not. I don't know. Oh, no. That's not what I wanted. I want to get rid of this path. I think you can just click delete. And it should work better. Yeah, like this. There we go. Okay. The path the land got a little deformed there. So maybe I'm gonna smooth it out a bit. And let's go back to scenery. Let's first place the bridge and then we can terraform around it or just build a path around it, whatever it's needed. But I really do want to have the bridge in place before I start working on it, on everything else, I mean. Something like this, I think, works. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Now, how do you build a path so that it looks natural here? Let me see. Let me see if I can manage this. And maybe this should be the exit now that I think about it. And this can be the entrance. I think this is how we should do it, honestly. Because I don't like having like wide paths for the queue. I don't think that makes a lot of sense. And if I use a regular path over here, we'll have like this tiny area for the queue and just doesn't make sense at all either. So let's get this out of the way. Place the exit over here. Place the entrance. Whoa, whoa, easy there, tiger. I know that's not a tiger. It's not literal. And now we can go back to the past. Try to build something nice over here. Something like here, I think. This almost works, but it doesn't. Maybe if I raise it up, not like that though. Not like that. This is not perfect. But I think I can fix it afterwards. Right now, let me just try something like, nope, not like that. What, are you crazy? Come on. This is not perfect. Let's just call a spade a spade. This is horrible, actually. Nope. Let me do this first. Yep. Okay, again, this is not ideal. Oh, come on. Please. Okay. I'm not happy with this. Okay, first of all, what the hell am I thinking leaving the railings for this? That's just dumb. Railing on, elevated, no thank you. Let me fix this and this and this and this and this. Okay, this already looks a little bit better, but obviously just not perfect. Also, we don't need supports, so let me get rid of those as well. No supports, please. Thank you. Finally, here he is here for you. It's the last member, the DK crew. Now, finally, I think I can move this a little bit. I don't know if I should move it just like this. No, that doesn't work. So I need to move it down a bit, I think. Okay, this is looking a lot better already. Oh, I mean, maybe it's even perfect. I mean, not exactly perfect, but I know this is an oxymoron, but I think this looks perfect enough. No, it doesn't. Wait, it doesn't. Okay, I need to... Yeah. This, I think, looks perfect enough, so to speak. I mean, this probably shouldn't be stairs, but I don't know how else to do it, so let's just leave it like that. And now I can place the entrance, which is already placed. I mean, I can connect the entrance. You know what? I'm gonna eat my own words. I'm gonna eat it. And I'm gonna build a similar queue than I did for all the other rides. Because my word means absolutely nothing. Okay, that's not how it's supposed to go, is it? What the hell is happening? Why? 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 Okay, I think I can just connect these later. I mean, not if I do it like that, though. This is not what I planned. What the? Ah, come on. Okay. You know what? I think I have to start somewhere else. I think there's like a very slight elevation here that's messing this whole thing up. So maybe if I start over here, it's gonna be better. Hopefully. Select grid. I love how this woman just popped into existence. Okay, and maybe we can go over here like that. Yeah, this looks nice. This looks okay. This looks... This is not great. This is obviously also not great. Maybe if I delete these, can have something that looks a little bit more sane. Yeah, exactly like this. That looks super sane. I had never seen a pad so ugly. Come on, you piece of garbage. Come on, you. Come on. I mean, I guess this will have to do. Now, let me just add... Oh, the thing, this whole thing is elevated and this is not. So it's weird. But anyways, let's just leave it at that. I'm gonna turn path supports and railing on again so we can do this. And I mean, it doesn't look as bad as I thought. It looks kind of decent. So let's just open it up. 64, that's much better already. Because we moved the queue closer to all of these scenery. And even maybe it's getting some scenery points from this. I'm not sure how it works, but it might. Oh, and while we working on this, we already have like $4,000. Is that true? Is that right? And how are our loans? This one's paid. We can pay off one of these as well. So let's do it. That's great. That's super great. And I'm not gonna add more loans as much as I would like to have like a big infusion of money. I mean, maybe for next episode, if we're not making money fast enough, we'll ask for a loan and maybe build another coaster over there or something. But for now, let's just focus on one thing at a time. And I think this needs a little bit more scenery. So maybe this can be like the transition between fantasy and pirates, or the pirate theme, because I mean this is obviously pirate themed, or at least like themed around the sea, and it's definitely pirate themed. So it wouldn't make sense to try to make it a little bit like fantasy, but I don't think I have to go too heavy on the pirate theme either. I have never known how that's pronounced. Either. Who knows, right? Okay, this is not that bad. I just grabbed something randomly, and it turns out that it looks pretty nice. Am I really gonna go with the first thing I found? Just randomly clicking on something? You know what? I definitely am. Although, like always, I'm not a huge fan of these little babies. Am I calling these special effects babies? Yes, I am. I'm like the janitor from Scrubs. Was it the janitor who called? Yeah, the toilet papers. He called them their babies. Yeah, these are my babies. Okay, they're not my babies. I wouldn't never remove babies from existence. At least not my babies. Maybe the neighbor's babies who make a lot of noise. That's just a joke. That's just a joke. Calm down already. It's just family-friendly fun. Yeah, super family-friendly. Talking about murdering babies. Oh no, we're having problem with the queue. The queue was full. Maybe I needed a bigger queue. Oh man, this sucks. I think I'm gonna have to rebuild it a little bit. Not exactly rebuild it, but just work on it a little bit more. That's okay. That's okay. Let's get to that right away. The more I let it fester, the more I'm gonna not gonna, the more I'm not gonna want to do it. So let's just take care of it right away. No. Oh, come on. Can you just please? I wish we could have straight lines everywhere, but it's not possible. So have to deal with it. Whoa, I can actually come around this. Not really come around this tree, but I can always move it. I'm gonna move it later. Now maybe the line is now too big, but I'm okay with it. I'm completely fine with it. I don't mind. Miss Fine! I've been watching too much of The Nanny. I've been watching The Nanny non-stop. I think I'm already like on season 5 or something. I'm almost done with it. It just brings back memories. Me and my mom and sometimes my brother watching it when we were kids. And I think we even watched it in Spanish. I don't know if it was in English or Spanish. It was so long ago. Hey, everyone seemed to enjoy that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is so funny. Yep, just go right in there. Yeah, who cares about clipping and stuff? Just walk through the walls. Why don't you? Okay. It's open, and people, before I opened and closed this thing, people were saying that it was really good value, so I'm gonna up the prices. It's now at the 92% in Q rating, so that's also a big positive. So let's just raise it up by like $2. Let's see if people will still pay it. I think this looks nice. I think this is at the beginning of something. I think this is like the pirates or the sea theme area is gonna look nice. And speaking of that, I think I want to use a little bit of the sand texture. I mentioned in episode 1 I always like to have a lot of variety to choose from in these textures, and this is why I like to have different sections of the park for different themes, and having like these sandy textures really come handy. Now that I look at it, I think I would have enjoyed having one with a little bit less texture, like a regular sand, more than this sand with little stones. But beggars can't be choosers. So I'm just happy to have anything that looks remotely like sand, so that this doesn't look so much as just a lake in the forest, but it can look similar to the ocean, to the beach, or something like that. And then you can mix a little bit of green into it as well. Maybe just a little bit of dry grass. Just trying to make things look a little bit... It makes things look a little bit more natural, more random. Because that's nature. Nature is all random. Yeah, this looks nice. Okay, so another ride down. What else? What else can we work on? I mean, now that I look at the park again, it's driving me a little bit crazy that these areas, like, they have no love put into them. I know there are no rides here that would benefit from, like, the Q rating, but still, I want to have something here. It's like the first thing you see when you enter, and it's like, okay, an open patch of grass, like an open area here where you can't cross. You can walk over, but there's also nothing there. So I want to have something in here. But at the same time, I don't want to have something huge that would block the view from the dragon and the roller coaster. So maybe not like a huge, because I was originally thinking of having like a huge tree, almost say three, no, a huge tree in here, or maybe this would have been a good place for a fountain. Maybe still is, actually. Should I have like a fountain here? I mean, not exactly this one, but maybe can have something like that, or like a little pond. I think I like the idea of having like a triangular pond here. It's not gonna look natural, but I don't really mind. Or we can have something like this. I think this makes much more sense because we have like a sword here that's just for decoration, like this one. But this is like this now looks like Excalibur, and this is like something we can have for the entrance because it's this is the fantasy section. So I think this works pretty nicely. Of course, it has a lot of special effects that I'm not a fan of, so I'm gonna remove at least some of them. Maybe not all of them, but at least some of them. Especially the mist. I've never been a big fan of how the mist looks. The sparks look nice, but I don't like the sound. Would people hear the sound from here? Or is it just when you go too close to it? Nah, it does make a sound, and it doesn't make too much sense. If it didn't have a sound, I would like it just to bring some attention to it. But with the sound, it's like some electricity is going on here, like something, like it was a smart sword or something. Like it had some tech into it. And I'm not a big fan of it. Although it also reminds me of Breath of the Wild. I've been playing Breath of the Wild. And whenever a lightning is about to strike a piece of metal that's in the floor or anywhere, it starts sparking first like this. It does remind me of that, but it still doesn't make sense in here. So I think I'm gonna remove this special effect. As much as I like it, sorry, you have to go. And I'm also not a big fan of just having this type of rocks here, so maybe I'm gonna mix and match some different types of rocks, and maybe just a little bit of terrain as well. Let me pull a bit of terrain up in some places, some strategically placed areas, some strategic places. Okay, it's not too strategic, it's just random. Have you played Brawlhalla? Have you guys played that free game Steam, Brawlhalla? It's like a Super Smash Brothers clone or something like that. It's a little bit dismissive to call it a clone. It's just a fighting game that it's getting more and more popular. My friends love it, but I think it's just because it's free and they're cheap. They don't like to invest in games. So maybe that's the reason. None of them own any of the latest consoles. They don't have the latest Smash or anything, so maybe that's why they love Brawlhalla so much. And also because anyone can have Brawlhalla, so it's easier to find people to play with. So I guess that's part of it as well. Yeah, I like this as well. Like a little path to the sword. Thank you. To the sword. By the way, every time I say thank you, I'm just thanking myself. There's no one telling me what the word is. And why am I so lost for words right now? These blueprint I made myself for my other park, the one I also showed in episode 1. And I like it. It's helped me in different places. I like to have these like natural looking staircases instead of having to always depend on the paths to have staircases. Is it a staircase? Is it a... No, it is a staircase, I think. It's not a ladder, is it? Is it a ladder or is it a staircase? I also don't know the difference. I think ladders are like the ones made of wood. I mean, they don't need to be made of wood. They can be metal and stuff. But I mean, they're like those that you can move around and place somewhere else. So I think this is a staircase, not a ladder. But again, English is not my first language. Sorry about it. What can you do? Really trying my best. There's a comic strip that kind of changed my life. Because I was thinking of that, of making just videos in Spanish. Because I thought, why would anyone watch this? I mean, there are so many people who play video games. And And why would you go watch me when you can watch someone who knows how to really pronunciate and enunciate English correctly? And why would you watch me when there are people who are much better at designing parks or coasters or this blocks a little bit of the view, or they're just better in many different ways. Why would you watch what I do? And then I remember this comic strip that I saw, and this comic strip, it always comes to mind whenever I think something like that, and it changes my perspective immediately. Oh, come on. It's not a stone, it's a rock. And the comic said something like, well, it's the comic book, not the comic book, the comic strip is about like two different artists. Was it artists? No, I think it was an allegory to artists, but in this case they were like bakers. They each made a piece of cake, or made not a piece of cake. They made cake. They made like a whole cake and brought it to a party. And one of the cakes was really impressive, like a, no, I don't know, like a 4-tier cake with a lot of fancy decoration, and was like super amazing. I don't know, it was something you only see in like a royal wedding or something. It was an amazing cake, you know? And the other one was just a regular cake you can buy at a Walmart, or here in Mexico we would buy it in Soriana. And the person who brought the how would you call it, like the inferior cake, like the lesser cake, was having like a lot of second thoughts about bringing that. Like, I think it was a girl. She was like, oh man, why did I even bother? This cake is horrible. It's nothing compared to the other cake. It sucks. I shouldn't have brought it. What was I thinking, you know? And you would think that everybody else in the party, or whatever it was, would be thinking something similar, like, who would bring such a cake when we have the other cake, which is amazing, you know? But instead, everyone was thinking, hey, awesome, 2 cakes. Like, people don't care so much about something being less awesome than something else. They're just happy there's more variety, there's more options. Like, maybe you could go and watch someone else, some big YouTuber, or yeah, basically you can watch a big YouTuber or another small YouTuber, but who at least pronounces English better, or is better at designing cool stuff, or I don't know. You could have a ton of different reasons why you would watch someone over someone else, but having the option is always nice. And you can, if you have enough free time, you can always watch multiple YouTubers, or you can watch none, depending on whatever floats your boat. But I mean, if you're watching me, I guess you do watch Let's Plays. I wouldn't believe you if you said I made you watch YouTube. Like, you wouldn't watch a Let's Play until you found me and you said, whoa, now I have to start watching Let's Plays because this guy, he is the real deal. But yeah, that applies to art. That applies to maybe if you want to start a company, or you have an idea for, I don't know, a video game, or a book, or for whatever. Stop comparing yourself to others and just think about it that way. Like, everybody would rather have 2 cakes than 1. So if someone already made an awesome cake, don't feel bad about making a lesser cake. Having the 2 options is always better. I think it's an underappreciated genre, or an appreciated media, like comic strips. But sometimes they really do have a powerful message. But okay, so we have this little, like, I wouldn't call it a shrine, but this little pile of rocks with a sword in it. And I think this already makes the park look much better. Now, I would like to have these as well with some scenery. And I think for these ones, I can have trees. Why am I always confusing the word three with the word tree? We can't have trees in here because once you come in and you see the dragon at the coaster, I don't mind if you can't see it from here anymore. Like, I don't care. We can have as tall trees. I can have really tall trees if I want. I don't care. So let's go and find me some trees. Tree. No, wait. Nature? Oh, it's because I'm in wall climbers. No. Wall climbers! The next Smash Brothers character who no one saw coming. The wall climbers. Do I want this type of trees? I don't think I've used these anywhere. I don't know if I should mix so many types of trees, but I'm gonna do it. I don't care. Something like this. Can this work as well? I don't know, but I'm gonna use it. What else? Like maybe this one. And I can have another one, but I think I want a smaller one this time. Something like this maple, maybe? Do we have other types of maple? I do. We do have another type of maple, I think, but it was much bigger, I think. Where is it, though? Let me look for maple. Yeah, this one's much bigger. Or is it? No, never mind. I think it's not. I think it's okay. I like it. Now let's play some bushes. Bush. W bush. Whoopsie. I don't want any W bush in here. Okay, this is better. This episode became political in a way. In a really weird way. I don't want any W bush here. Not George, nor any other relative. I just know George W. Bush. I don't know any other Bush, to be honest. Okay, now some rocks. Maybe a rock formation or something like that. Let me see. Rock. Is this too big? I think so. I mean, maybe it would have been good before I place everything else. Or maybe it can still work. Maybe... Yeah. Sorry, I hope that wasn't too annoying. And... more rocks. I know I said I didn't want a tree over here, but if it's on this side, I wouldn't mind. Because it doesn't block the view. But does it look good enough to justify it? Let me see. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Nah, I don't like it enough. Okay, is that all I have for rocks? I mean, I always like one or two of these ones just to naturally add some light into the area. This rock formation is a little too big for my taste, so let's just go back to regular rocks. It sounded like a song or something, like, let's go back to regular rock. That would be such a terrible rock song. Well, I don't know, maybe it wouldn't be. Maybe there's something to say about what rock is right now and what rock used to be. So let's go back to regular rock. No, but seriously, let's go back to regular rocks. And I don't know why I'm trying to like cover the entire area in rock that way. I think that goes against everything I've been saying about nature being random. But I don't care. I'm just a rebel. I'm just going through my midlife crisis because I'm almost 30. And you know, 30 is the new midlife age. For some reason. I think I think I read something about that. Now that I think about it. I was just joking. But I think people are having something similar to midlife crisis earlier nowadays. But I'm not sure. I don't want to spread misinformation. I just feel like I read something like that somewhere. And I think that would make sense because of the lifestyle everyone's living nowadays. Just how I was talking about being in a hurry and almost running me over on the car and stuff. I think most people are always in a rush to get places, and they always have like, I don't know, 10,000 notifications in their phone that they have to go over, and they never take a break. And I'm speaking on third person, but I also could use a break once in a while. And I mean, I do take breaks, but very, very rarely. I mean, this is like the most I relax when I play video games and record myself playing them, which already is kind of productive in a way. It's not exactly a job for me at this moment. I'm not making money from this, but it feels more productive, and it is a little bit of work. It's not just sitting back and relaxing and not doing anything, just play the game. I do have to set up everything for the recording, and I have to remind myself to keep talking, try to practice my English, and try to practice speaking up and trying to be a little bit more interesting and fun. And somebody broke this. It's fixed. Again, I don't like to get so much into micromanaging like that, but if I see it, I'll just fix it. Okay, I think this is looking nicer, but I'm no longer a big fan of these 3 threes. No, it's the other way around. These 3 trees we have here. I think these 2 look okay, but maybe even these 2, it's a little bit overkill. Maybe I just need to place less trees or move them to other places, like here. Because I really don't want to cover so much of the view. So let me just move some of these around, like maybe this one can be here. And this one, should I move this one or the other one? I think I can move this one. Like over here, maybe. Why not? I think I like this better. And maybe I can instead place more bushes. And I think there are blueprints for bushes. I mean, I know there are, but I think I do have some of them that can work. Something like this, maybe. Yeah, I think this looks nice enough. Something like... Hey, come on. You didn't place it? Why? Like that. Another one, a bigger one here, just to fill up the space a little bit. Yeah, I like it when it looks like that, like it's like the path is going around something, because if it's just like this, it feels like this is just empty space. And sometimes it's okay, yeah, especially in graphic design, having some empty space, some white or blank spaces, it can be a really good practice. But for these kind of things, I usually like to fill most of it out, so it feels like more alive to me, like that. Maybe it just looks like nobody's taking care of these and like cutting these plants off or something, but to me it just looks nice, so I'm just gonna fill it out for the most part. Yeah, like this one over here, I like it. In here, maybe I can add something like this. And maybe some more rocks. But I have to go back to custom. And just by focusing on scenery, I think I like this better than the bush, now that I look at it. So let's just go back. What was it? Was it this one? No, it wasn't this one. Which one was it? I like that rock. Please, bring it back. Was it one of these ones? I think it was this one. Was it? It wasn't. I'll have to to look at the recording. But I think something like that looks great. I'm liking it. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Yeah, I think even fast food, it's increasingly important because, or maybe not so much fast food, but takeout. I think people are cooking less and less these days. Again, I'm still talking in third person, but this totally applies to me and my wife as well. We order food much more than we used to. Like, especially now that we have so many options to just order online or on the phone, we do it a lot. I have to be honest, we do it much more than I think we should. And I mean, I think we're not that bad. I've heard of people ordering like all of their meals online. And I have a friend who I think does that. And we order maybe one every 2 or 3 days. And lately we're being better at that, actually. We haven't ordered food more than once a week for the past few weeks. But for a while there, we started ordering takeout like once every 2 days. And that's not how we used to do things. So, and I think that goes for a lot of people. Every day feels shorter than the previous one. No one has time for anything. So in these crazy days, I feel so grateful that I can at least play a video game and take a breather from the daily days, the craziness that's all around us. But anyways, I think I got too into it because it's been a long episode. Whoa, no one's writing this one anymore? It's been a long episode, and I think this should have been maybe 2 episodes, but I'm just having so much fun. I'm enjoying this talk. I'm enjoying adding some nice plants and rocks and other type of scenery to this park. And I'm enjoying making money. I think we actually have more than enough to build a roller coaster or maybe a new section of the park next episode. So let's just prepare for that for the next episode. And for now, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you did, please click the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. And keep an eye out for a co-op video game that we're gonna play. My wife and I, we're still not sure what we're gonna play, but just keep an eye out for that. And for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.